Hey kids, welcome to Lesson 10, Building an App, Color Sleuth, number 10, Intro. Whose turn is it? Alexis, wow, it's really beginning to feel like a game. Michael, I know. So now let's think about scoring. It's not so simple because what we want is for the players to take turns. Alexis, right. To update the score, we need to know which player clicked a button. That means we need a way to indicate whose turn it is and then update things based on that. Michael, I think we can just make another global variable to keep track of it. We can just store a number, 1 for player 1 and 2 for player 2. Then every time a button is clicked, we make a new game board, and we can also switch players from 1 to 2 or 2 to 1. Alexis, okay, so there is 2 major things we need to do. 1, alternate turns between player 1 and player 2 every time they click the button. And 2, update player's 1 score if it was her turn, or player's 2 score if it's hers. Michael, probably yeah. Also, I want to indicate on the screen whose turn it is by showing a hidden gray box behind the player's score, like below. If you look right here, this is the box we're talking about. It switches positions so the player knows whose turn it is. Michael, so part of the alternating turns is to update the screen to show whose turn it is. What should we do first? Alexis, well, I think we should start by getting the alternating player action working first, because we really can't test whether we're updating the correct player score unless we have it. Michael, good thinking. So let's start with getting alternative turns working. Alexis, it seems like we're going to need a small if statement that says something like, if it's player's turn right now, then make its player's 2 turn. Alexis, it seems like we're going to need a small if statement that says something like, if it's player's 1 turn right now, then make it player's 2 turn otherwise. It must be player's 2 turn, so make it player's 1 turn. Michael, maybe we should put the code into another function that handles just the switching of the player and updating the screen. Call it something like switch player. Alexis, I think I follow. Let's make sure we're both thinking the same thing. Let me add some pseudocode here. We have an example, and it looks like we have a new global variable, variable current player 1, and then a new function here that is going to switch between the 2 players. Michael, I like it. Alexis, okay, let's add it with console.log statements to verify for now. We'll update the UI once we know we have the variable changing correctly. Michael, sounds good. Let's do it. Well, this sounds like a very interesting lesson here, kids. Over the next 2 or 3, we're going to learn how to make the game tell us whose turn it is and ultimately switch between the 2 players. Sounds like a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and get started.